Rich, I hope you're feeling better. If you can hear us, I hope it's not too serious. We miss you, and hopefully you'll be back with us soon. Hope you're feeling better, man. All right, you guys want to start off with some questions? Usually Rich asks first, so you want to take the cake?
Louisville, Malik Cunningham, you guys saw him last year, ran 133 yards, obviously super dynamic. How do you contain him, and what do you see from him this year?
Well, here's what I see from him, and I said it in the ACC meetings this year. Everyone coming in talked about every quarterback in the ACC, including Phil, right? One of the better quarterbacks in the country. And I said, what about Malik? I mean, I don't get it. It's not like he's just this runner. He's a thrower too. He sits back in the pocket, guys, and he wants to throw the ball. I think he's throwing the ball for over 300 yards a game. And he can run it. I think he himself, if they had won those games that they were just close, right? Because they've been really close. I mean, you're talking about one of the MVP candidates in the ACC. I mean, with that guy not putting the whole team on him, what that guy does for his team is incredible. And I think he's a phenomenal player and a quarterback. And I want to make that clear. This isn't just a runner. This guy can throw it. So clearly I have a ton of respect for him. I told him that after the game last year. We hurt him last year, and he continued to run fast and play through the game. So he's also a tough kid. So I think it goes through him. I think he's a great player. He's played really well on tape. Their receivers are really fast, 18, 8, 1, and 9. They're talented. So they got a fast quarterback. They can fly in the perimeter. 15 and 19, their two backs are really good players with a ton of yards. Their O-line, I think, has improved since last year. They do a lot schematically. I think Coach Satterfield does a nice job. I know he's an offensive guy. And they're close. I mean, they've lost 2 heartbreakers in a row. That's what the ACC is this year, right? It's anybody on any day, so you better get ready to play. So I think I talked about the quarterback enough, probably. So what else we got?
When did you feel like you guys moved on from the last game? Was it right after the game, the next day, today? When did you feel like you turned the page?
Me personally, or the team?
The team. Or
I think the team. I think Sunday we came in and it was hard for guys when we showed them the tape. You know how I feel about the game and what happened in the game. It's really a span of 3 minutes that we really didn't play very well, and that will get you fast. I hope by Monday they were on to the next. I mean, if not, then I'm not doing my job. Just like I hope after we won a game, they were on to the next after the Monday. Sunday, I get it. It's fresh, but move on. Monday, bury it, and let's go. Now, learn from it. What I've learned as a young head coach is if you don't learn from moments like that, then I'm failing to do a good job. And I'm including myself in that, right? Like, guys, this is going to be a process. We're going to win here. And I said it from day one. It's going to be hard, right? And I want to build this the right way, and we're going to build it the right way, and we're going to win here. There's going to be ups and downs. We need to learn from all of those. Because if we don't, we're not going to get better. I need to learn from those. I need to learn from a moment like that when things kind of unraveled. And if I don't, then I've lost a great opportunity. And that's how I see that right now. And I was fired up to get back on the field, and I cannot wait to get back on it tomorrow. The guys have a ton of energy. They're positive. They're having fun. We got a great group. We got a damn good team that's 4-2. So I guess that's how I feel about that.
Is it different? I guess it has to be different. I'm just curious in how you handle college kids. You know, when you're in the pros, they've been through a college career and dealt with ups and downs. A lot of these guys may not have been through what they're going through right now, and it's a unique thing about coaching kids this age. What do you like about that?
Well, there's ups and downs, right? I talked to some of the players who might have had 2 touchdowns in one of the game, then a couple drops in one of the. I mean, you got to be like this, right? And you got to work every day. When you think you're really good, you got to look in the mirror and find out how good you really are, and you got to keep working. But then when you think you're really bad, you're not. You just got to go back to work because you're still a really good player, and that's still a really good football team. And you got to keep talking to them. You have to. Because it's so hard right now because there's so much outside noise, right? If one of our players picks up Twitter after the game and he didn't have a good game, what do you think it's all talking about? How he's not a good player. And if he has a good game the next game, he looks at us, what do you think they're talking about? How good of a player he is. That's an emotional roller coaster for a player, and that's hard. And we need to do a good job of just continuing to look at our process and just do everything you can every single day the best you can. And then if you fail, shoot, I'll go back and do it again, and I'll do better the next time. And that's coaches, that's players, and that's life right now, but it's not easy. And that is not easy. But we got a bunch of positive guys who have each other's back, and if they continue to work and get better, good things will happen. But we do. You have to talk to the guys a lot about that. And, you know, I enjoy trying to teach them because it's going to teach them about life, because life's going to get hard when they leave here. Things are going to happen. and they got to respond. And hopefully this teaches them about life and they do respond. That's the awesome thing about college football, and that's what I said. You got to learn from lessons that are hard in life, right? Don't just let them go, learn from them and make the most of it.
Obviously, the finished product Saturday will tell you, but are you seeing the things you want to see this week? I mean, the teaching, are you seeing them respond?
I saw it today. I mean, they came out with a ton of energy. They practiced hard. They're having fun with each other. So today's our first day of practice. Guys were in the building yesterday on their off day. You know, I mean, I'm looking right now. We got guys doing extra work, hitting the sled and do stuff with each other. So yeah, I'm seeing it. And we'll continue to see that. That I'm confident of. No matter what happens, we'll continue to see that. We're building this thing, and we have great kids.
Coach, with a player like Malik at quarterback and dual threat quarterbacks, I mean, obviously last year was last year, but how do you know when to attack them versus stay back? Because they can do, you know, you attack them too fast and then they run up the field, you stay back on them and then they throw it downfield. So how do you know when to go after them and when not to?
You got to pick and choose your moments. You got to do a little bit of everything. You got to keep your eyes on them. You better make sure somebody's got their eyes on them. You got to rush them sometimes aggressively. Sometimes you have to rush them not so aggressively. You got to try to contain them the best that you can. And you know, for some guys, you say going up against a guy like this will just, you know, force him in the pocket and make him throw it. We can throw it too, you know, and that's why everybody in the ACC, and this kid deserves more credit than he needs more credit than he's getting. But we got to be aggressive at times, and then we got to be eyes on him at times. There's a lot you have to do to him. Ultimately, you got to tackle him.
How can you block out the noise? I mean, they are kids. I mean, let's face it, they're in a campus atmosphere. How can you get them to, like, just like you said, the noise from the day after, if they looked at it? How can you get them to avoid hear the noise?
Show them they're 4-2, and they've done a lot of good things. It's like we played one bad game, not really a bad game. We played one bad half of football, really one bad quarter of football. There's a lot more good than bad, and you got to remind them of that. And that's why I don't think there's as much noise as people says that they're thinking that there is within our program. They're 4-2. They had a rough day. We had a rough day, and they moved on. But guys, I'm good with. I've talked about this now Saturday after the game. I've talked about it Sunday extensively. We're moved on from that football game. Our players are moved on from that football game. So I'd even appreciate it as you ask them questions. Don't make that harder for them and go backward, because we had time to do that on after the game on Sunday. Let's move forward now and help them out.
Jeff, going forward, how do you get the timing down with a guy like Dennis and Zay? You mentioned how they just had missed opportunities, not only this week, but the week before that too in Clemson. Is it a timing thing? Is there other ways to get Zay the ball in space?
Yes.
Point of emphasis?
There's other ways to get a lot of guys the ball in space, and we'll continue to do that. The timing and the rhythm comes in practice. Whether it's the receiver taking the right angle, right? Whether it's the receiver catching the football. I mean, if you got to practice. That's it. And everybody can kind of look to Dennis. I mean, there was 6 other opportunities for us to catch the football, and Dennis would have had a highlight night, right? So they're there. He'll make those plays.
Coach, we talk a lot about the specialists. Danny Longman's name hasn't come up a ton. You know, I know he's been handling kickoffs, but you know, what's his status? Where's he been around with in relationship with the rest of the kickers as well?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in Danny. I'm glad you brought his name up. They all kick every single day. I thought Danny had a great day today. Danny's available to go and kick our field goals at any given moment. Sometimes it's a yardage thing. You know, I talked to Coach Turner in the game, how they kick. This yardage, we might want Danny. This yardage, we feel good about Connor. You could see him in any game now. We have not given up or forgot about him kicking at all.
Anything else, guys?
Jeff, one last thing. Turnover margin.
Yeah.
I know you're big on forcing turnovers, only 7 this year so far. What kind of things can you do to create more takeaways?
Yeah, that I am. I'm disappointed on that. For as much as we practice it, the last 2 weeks we haven't gotten any, and we need to. I think we probably practice it more than anybody in the country. Coach Tem even puts he has a deal with the players. He gives them a number of turnovers to get in each practice, and if they do, the coaching staff has to run gassers. He's got jerseys to give to them. He's got different ways to motivate them. They usually come in spurts. I've been on teams in the NFL that have led the league in interceptions, and I've been on teams that have been average to below average. They're coming. They're coming. We need one of those +5 games, you know. But just find different ways to motivate them so they're thinking about it all the time. Tim starts all his meetings off with highlights around the NFL with guys taking shots on the ball. So it has not been forgotten, but we need to get more. That's a very fair question.
Which coach has the best storytelling?
If I did, who would you guess on the? It's only the defensive staff.
Okay.
You know, I don't include myself there because I don't want to say. Even though I
Coach
should.
Vince,
I don't wanna-
100%.
Who?
Yeah.
Coach Vince.
No, I don't think Tem and Azar. I mean, those are probably two pretty fast
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I got Tem. Yeah,
Okay.
I got him. Tem seems stronger than Azar.
Yeah.
There's no way. Vince might have the best get off, but he's the least guy you'd ever want to fight. But those other guys are faster.
I'll take them.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys.